Understanding Laws, Part 2. Hello, good morning, students. We are studying the chapter Understanding Laws, and today we are going to start second part of this chapter. In this video, we will study about how do new laws come about. How do new laws come about? You can see this image first of all. SDG, Sustainable Development Goal. In this video, we also will come to know the role of citizens in the formation of the laws, that how the important role is being played by the citizens in making the laws. You know that Parliament is the law making authority in India. You can easily understand that India is a parliamentary system, has the parliamentary form of government in which Parliament is the supreme authority to make the laws, because Parliament consists of the representatives of the people and it is also the legislative body in India. So this is the important role of Parliament to make the new laws. And now we'll discuss about domestic violence. What is domestic violence? We'll have an example of a law against the domestic violence in India against women. So domestic violence generally refers to the injury or harm or threat of injury or harm caused by an adult male, usually the husband, against his wife. Injury may be caused by physically beating up the woman or by emotionally abusing her. Abuse of the women can also include verbal, sexual, and economic abuse. The Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005 extends the understanding of the term domestic. What is domestic? To include all women who live or have lived together in a shared household. You have to remember this part of the sentence, that live or have lived together in a shared household with the male member who is perpetrating the violence, right? So anybody who is doing violence with women and the girls, so it is the violation of the Domestic Violence Act 2005. Now we'll study that how this act passed and how this was formed. So this was the process of the formation of this law. When it was passed in 2005, then many ladies, many women in India became very happy, like Shazia and Kusum. Shazia and Kusum work for a women's organization. They remember the journey of how the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act got passed. This is the image of a newspaper, the Daily. The Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005 passed with this heading. Shazia is here and Kusum is saying, Shazia, did you read today's newspaper? Isn't it a great day for women? Not just women. Violence-free homes will benefit everyone. Kusum, it has taken such a long time to get this law passed. In fact, it began with establishing the need for a new law. So here we are going back in April 1991. Typical day at their office. You can understand. One woman is saying, I need advice. My husband beats me up. I haven't told anyone so far. I feel so ashamed. I cannot go on like this anymore, but I have nowhere to go. Another woman, old lady, is saying, I am being ill-treated by my son and daughter-in-law. They verbally abuse me. I have no access to my bank accounts. They may even throw me out. So what they want, both of the women, the young lady wants that I do not want to go to the police. I just want to stop the violence. And old lady wants only, I just do not want to be thrown out of the house, just it I am living in. But the woman is saying, unfortunately, the existing law is a criminal one and does not offer these options. It means these kinds of options are not there in the IPC and anywhere. Throughout the 1990s, the need for a new law was raised in different forums. You can see in this image, the lady is addressing women. In 1999, lawyers collective, a group of lawyers, law students, and activists, after nationwide consultations, took the lead in drafting the Domestic Violence Prevention and Protection Bill. This draft bill was widely circulated, and different kinds of reforms were done in this draft. Meetings were held with different organizations. After that, finally, the bill was introduced in Parliament in 2002. You have to remember, it was introduced in Parliament in 2002, and the lady is saying again, this bill has none of what we have been suggesting. We must oppose the bill in its present. Let's have a press conference. We could also start an online petition. After that, several women's organizations, National Commission for Women, there is a Commission for Women, made submissions to the Parliamentary Standing Committee. So here we can read about this. In December 2002, the Standing Committee submitted its recommendations to the Rajya Sabha, and these were also tabled in the Lok Sabha. The committee's report accepted most of the demands of the women's group because these demands were sent by women's groups. Finally, new bill was reintroduced in Parliament in 2005 and it was passed, and then it came into impact or effect in 2006. So dear students, in this way the Domestic Violence Act was passed in 2005 and implemented in 2006, and very important role play by women, most of the citizens of the country. And then at a press conference in October 2006, what is this new law? This law is a first in recognizing a woman's right to a violence-free home and provides a comprehensive definition of domestic violence. It means this law clears what is domestic violence and what is the punishment if anybody violates this act or this law. This is a civil law aimed at providing relief to millions of women, including wives, mothers, daughters, and sisters affected by violence in their homes. So this is the broad law that was passed, and after that, this law is a very significant step. After passing this, what was the reaction of women? The right of women to live in shared household. Women can get a protection order against any further violence. Women can get monetary relief to meet their expenses, including medical costs. Now begins another long journey. Yes, now the government has to ensure that this law is implemented and enforced. That how the law will be enforced and implemented, this is another part of the implementation of the laws by the government. So in this way we have discussed about this. Often women who face violence or are abused are seen as victims. So who are victims? Those who are facing these kinds of critical situations. But women struggle in several different ways to survive these situations. Therefore, it is more accurate to refer to them as survivors rather than as victims. So, dear students, as the above example shows, the role of citizens is crucial in helping Parliament frame different concerns that people might have into laws. From establishing the need for new law to its being passed, at every stage of the process, the voice of the citizen is a crucial element. As we have discussed, that citizens played very important role in the formation of the laws. So this voice can be heard through TV reports, newspaper editorials, and radio broadcast, local meetings, and other forms of other means of communication, all of which help in making the work that Parliament does more accessible and transparent to the people. So dear students, in the next video we will discuss about unpopular and controversial laws. In this video, as you know, that we have discussed about just only one law, Domestic Violence Act 2005, how this formed and what was the process and what does it significant. Thank you. Have a nice day.